Alright, guys, welcome back. We are watching Oshi no Ko Season 2, Episode 4. Last time, we had an amazing scene with Abiko-sensei, and I hope we're getting through to her. She's going to see one of the stage round plays, same as Aqua. He got her a ticket. Hopefully that's what we need for her to have some amount of faith in Goa, right? And like I'm still just saying all we need to do is just sit them down in a room and they like work out the script together. Goa would totally be down for that. And that would eliminate all of this whole like, chain of communication problem we're having, right? That's all I want, right? And for Abiko, it's clear that her fear about this, it's like I get it. I understand, right? But I think she can learn to trust other creative people like Goa in this case, and she can have input on it too. It's all gonna be fine. It's all gonna work out in the end, I'm sure. Other than that, I don't know. The play is still on hiatus until they figure all that out. So, who knows? Who knows what the rest of our cast is gonna be doing, huh? So we're watching episode 4. You can line your own copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. God, it's always like a jump scare. It always starting with the opening. I swear, there's like so few shows that actually like start with the opening every episode. I was, in the opening they flash like three backgrounds as Ruby and Aqua are walking up the stairs. It's like the hospital room, the like fancy house that I and them moved into shortly before I's murder. And then yeah, it's like this baseball field. It's that background right there. What the hell does a baseball field have to do with anything? It's because those other places seem like so relevant. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh. I'm so excited for the play. I wonder who that character is with the like pink and brown hair. Ooh. Okay, okay. At the IHI stage. Same one, right. What was it called again? Strike something, I want to say. Something like that. I hope this passes her bar of, she thinks 90% of media sucks. Oh god. The poor guy. Whoa. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh, he wasn't there to see it this time. Wasn't there to watch the happy faces. Hmm. Very fancy, huh? Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the answer here is to just keep telling her, yeah, you're gonna do a great job and it's all fine. Right? Like, there are gonna be problems, and you need to bring that up. Okay, okay, thank you. Sure. Ooh. Yeah, Japan has, like, very harsh copyright laws, right? Mm-hmm. Even if you break the contract, yeah. It's, ooh, right. Ah, it should though. It really should, right? No editing, no changes for the stage. Mm-hmm. Does she really trust herself and no one else like that, right? Ah, right, right. Yeah. And surely she doesn't think manga is somehow a different realm, that makes you good at everything. Yeah, yeah, like, hmm, right. Especially at this point. Like, they wouldn't want to mess with it and risk anything. Ooh. Right, yeah, just how much of a disaster it would be if it was canceled. So, whoa, whoa. Mm-hmm. Was she aware of that? No. Hmm. Ah. Right. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Okay. What does that mean exactly, though? Okay, okay. Hmm. Oh, are we talking? Oh, that's perfect. Like, it's exactly, right? Thank God. Finally. Perfect. Okay. Oh, true, right? Like, depends how the conversation goes. Yeah. Hmm. I see. It's like they want that chain of communication to soften things. I guess that is very true. Hmm. Okay. One point of concern, huh? Hmm. Well, if it's done in a way that she's fine with, yeah, yeah. And I guess that is the important part, of course. Hmm. Maybe he can impress her with his insight. Yeah, into like understanding it, huh? Ooh, right? And how he knows, yeah, yeah, like his expertise. I thank you. Perfect. I love how the subtitles are like in their boxes. Oh, she loved it, right? Come on. And she's giving him the recognition that he deserves, right? Ooh. Ah, just cut everything. Mm-hmm. Oh God. Oh no. That sounds scary. That sounds scary. They're just gonna cut everything. Like, it's all just gonna be on the actors. Oh no. Hmm. Okay, I'm a little bit worried. She's happy with it though, right? Come on. Worked all night. She's used to that, I suppose. Did that guy say anything the whole time? They got a little bit carried away, maybe. Mm-hmm. Something quite striking. Okay. Hmm. They got the new script at least, right? Better than nothing. Ooh, yeah, it's just so hard on them, huh? Mm-hmm. Oh, how does she feel about that challenge, huh? We know how Kana is. I don't know. Oh, nice. Thank God. Ooh. That is her favorite thing. Of course. He's the goat, right? Hmm. I see. I see. Their own experience will probably help them out quite a bit. Ooh. It is a competition. Oh, melt. Right. Yeah. Oh no. And Aqua. I don't know. I believe in him. Come on, you just gotta put in as much work as you can. You just gotta try. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. He is not as experienced as everyone else here. At least he doesn't believe in himself at all. Hmm. At least we can begin rehearsal again, right? That sounded pretty dramatic to me, but I guess. Oh, this scene, right. That's in the opening. Oh, her voice. Okay. Oh, that is hard. That is gonna be rough for Aqua. He can't show heart at all, right? Like, oh, oh, miraculously comes to. I see. Oh, but how will he? Like, what would that? Oh, I'm terrified. Like that feeling of relief and stuff. That's what he's trying to prevent himself from feeling. That's been like he's been stuck on this whole eye thing for his whole life. He can't let himself feel that ever, you know? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, he needs to be bullied. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be hard. Ooh, really? She kind of does. Oh God. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. I would describe it as that. I don't know about that, but God, she is so ridiculous. It's exactly. Oh, Aqua. Well, it's not about you being unable to do it. No, that is not true. You just can't let yourself do it. You haven't let yourself do it. That doesn't mean it's impossible. Yeah, I don't know. It's all on him, really, in a way. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Oh god. Oh no. I don't say that. Oh god. Right. That probably does work for child actors pretty well. Oh. Does he? Oh, okay. Right, but what would he think of? Probably also stuff relating to I, who is dead. Oh. Hmm. I'm surprised how quickly he, like, recovered from that. Oh. Or even his previous life, maybe. Oh, right. Or all of it. Sure, right? He's had so many moments that are happy. I just didn't know if he would be able to admit to himself that any of that made him happy, you know? That's a much better thing than I had in mind. Oh, right. Hmm. Being proud of Ruby? Yeah, so much. Oh, look at that face. Oh. Oh. God. Yeah. Oh. Oh, but it like physically affects him that much. Okay. That's kind of what I meant. Yeah. Oh. Oh. God. And no one else knows anything about it, right? Like, oh, I wonder what Kana's thinking, right? Because she was, well, I don't know. I mean, she doesn't know about his past either. I shut up. God. Oh, God, this poor boy can't let himself be happy, can't let himself feel that. Blames himself completely. Yeah, it's just like PTSD. Oh, oh, God, right. That's what so much of it's, yeah. Like how he said he wants to be the one to face it. Oh, sure, Gotanda, yeah. You kinda are, right? I think he has the most insight into his situation. I mean, he knows he lost I and all of that, in a sense. Right, right. He's growing up. They grow up so fast. You gotta stop smoking, man. It's bad. Yeah. Oh, the only person he lets himself bother. How much will he tell her about? Oh, okay. Oh, oh, God. Exactly. right? They talked about that in episode 1. Pretended. Yeah, I mean, I guess. That's what his acting is for. Oh, yeah, I mean, he had a connection to Ai as well. Ooh, I don't know, though. Aqua tries so hard to hide it and tries to not let anyone, see his suffering. Can he open himself up to Akane, even? God. Oh, I bet. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, the way he blames himself. Oh, oh, wow. Yeah. And she knew about the children thing, right? Or at least she strongly theorized that. Yeah, yeah, she's gonna figure it out, right? Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so obvious if she connects. Yeah, yeah. Oh, right, right. Why they have a different family name? Yeah, yeah. Than Miyako. Yeah. Oh, God. He's so tormented. Oh, oh. Just, oh, just immediately back to the way he always is. Well, not letting himself tell anyone. Oh, oh, well, he can't he can't let that happen though, right? That's what he tells himself. He can't bear it with anyone else. Oh, the way they both have like the eyes, you know? Oh, God. Oh, man. Ooh, I want to read all those. Huh. Emotional acting, right. Oh, God. Man, what an episode. What a good episode. Jesus. Ah. Hmm. Man, and then the way we always cut to this ending that is so emotionally meaningful for Ruby. It just really makes me wonder, where are we going, right? If in this episode we're kind of breaking Aqua's shell and we're making it so he's maybe going to be opening up to another person for Akane, right? If Ruby is someone that he has been shielding this whole time from it, and that's part of the same emotional thing, is that what it's going to be for Ruby, right? This door that she needs to open, this snow globe that she's sitting in shattering. Is that going to be like, I guess Ruby, I mean, I guess Aqua's worst nightmare, right? Him not being there to shield her from all of these things. And then it's like this for her, I guess, right? I don't really know what that means exactly, right? Like what would it be that she learns? There's no kind of like secret deep truth to Ai's death or anything. Other than just the idea that their father's the one behind it, but would that be enough? That would lead to her being like this? I don't know. I don't know. Because she's so different. She's so different from Aqua. Okay, we'll talk about the episode and the discussion. Okay, let's talk about the episode. Man, that's gotta be some of the best scenes of the whole show, huh? Just this whole like second half of the episode here with all this Aqua Eye stuff. So, okay. So we are indeed confronting this for Aqua, the thing that has kept him trapped, that he's been stuck on for so long, right? The thing that has kept him in this position of having been acting for forever, right? I love the way it's presented, right? It's this shadow of his past self, right? Like the way he views himself is still kind of unclear, right? In season one, he thought about it a little bit about how like the barrier between himself and Aqua is like slowly like disappearing, right? And then Kana called him like a Chunibyo, right? Um, and that's, in his mind here, seeing this silhouette, this like hazy figure of like the doctor, right? With like the glasses and stuff. His old self in a way, however you want to think of it, blaming him for what happened, right? I guess the way he's blaming himself for it and everything, you know. We see some of his thoughts about the situation. Like, oh, this scene is so like the I'm talking about the feeling and the smell and all of that. And it's like we see the silhouette of the doctor show up and say like, yeah, you could have protected her, could have saved her if you had, somehow sacrificed your life for it, something like that, right? Because of the way that he views his own life, having already ended once, and just the way he views himself is like less valuable than those around him. The way he doesn't think of his current life as like something he's engaging with, like a life at all, right? He views it in this way as just a quest for revenge, and that's it, right? The whole purpose of his life was and he just let her die in his mind, right? Like, oh man, it's so God. Definitely just one of the most emotionally difficult scenes in the whole show, for sure. And this is just what's been. I mean, this is just it. This is it for him. I don't even know. It's like, if we deal with all of this, if he's able to emotionally come to terms with all of his feelings over this eye stuff, I think that's like it for him, right? I feel like he'll be like free. Would he even have to pursue revenge anymore if he's able to forgive himself for all of this, not blame himself for it? I would think so. I would certainly hope so, right? And I think the first step to that process is to get out of get it all just out of his head, right? He's been stuck in his own head with this for so long. This weird shadowy figure has existed in his mind, blaming him for all of this for so long. And he's just had it stuck in there. He never talks to anyone about his problems, right? The same way that he feels like this about I should have protected her and all of this. He feels like being guarded with his emotions, never showing them to anyone. Like what he says about Ruby in this episode, not wanting his family to worry or anyone to worry. That's how he feels about all of his emotions. Just that they're his problem. It's his thing that he has to deal with. He shouldn't bother anyone with any of it. And I hope Akane, with her ability to maybe understand this, he can open up to her, right? She can be the first person that he can have some that can relieve him of some of this pain, right? I hope, I pray. I feel bad for Kana. She's getting fallen behind at this point, huh? Like, what the hell is she gonna do? I don't know. Rough, I guess. I guess it doesn't have to be a competition, really, right? Like, that's kind of a sad way to think of it. Kana has done a lot for him too, as well, of course, right? It's like back in season one, we saw that quite a bit, how it felt like she's the one person that in a way Aqua felt like he had some kind of like connection with, that wasn't like burdened by all of this like stuff, right? That's why he went to the, play catch with her, right? To like work out his feelings and stuff. So I think Kana, in a sense, Kana was already kind of like that for him in a way. But I think, he never opened up to her about all of this stuff, And I guess he hasn't done that with Akane either. Akane just has figured this out and has this insight into it and can understand his feelings. Maybe, right? It's like she's not sure exactly. I guess it's still on him. It's still on him to be able to open up and talk about that with anyone. And I think that's what he really needs to do. What would the path towards that like be? I don't know. I don't know exactly, but yeah, yeah. I I just love this though. I love these scenes. There's scenes with him thinking about Ai's death because it frames it so perfectly. How like in the first place, this whole revenge thing and everything has just been this coping strategy from him to deal with the horrible PTSD and deal with the fact that he blames himself and feel like he has to do something, right? Or the way he treats Ruby, the way he treats everyone else in his life, trying to distance himself from them and from those problems out there and this whole revenge thing and all of that. How he thinks he should just take it all on himself. Because he wasn't able to do that for I, right? He should have died for I rather than have her die, because of course his life surely must be worth so much less than hers, right? That's how he feels about Ruby too. And then so it's just, I talked about it during the end scene, but this whole every time we get this ending, it just makes me think more and more about where are we going with all of that? Because this is so clearly, it's Ruby, this snow globe she's sitting and shattering, her walking up to open this door, you know, it's her realizing the truth of some matter, right? The truth of what? Something relating to I, something relating to like their father and the whole revenge thing, all of that. Maybe, and that would kind of make sense to me. I just don't think Ruby would engage with it in the same way as Aqua, right? Like, Aqua worked out his idea that it's all their father and he has to pursue revenge on him and all of that. And I don't think Ruby ever went down that same thought process or has ever thought that same thing. And so I guess you could say that because in this episode it seems like we're setting up Aqua to begin opening himself up to others and stop being so emotionally guarded in order to protect the people around him from those feelings. That's what he feels like he's doing. That actually could backfire in a sense, right? It's like the things that he feels like he's been protecting Ruby from. Maybe that's like real. Maybe he has been protecting her from these difficult things because he certainly hasn't talked to her about any of this. He hasn't opened up to her in any way about all of these feelings and stuff he has. So let's say he does, and for Ruby, all of those things about the revenge and all of that actually is, that actually does lead her to this place, right? Her perfect snow globe world shattering like this, right? I can imagine that, I suppose. I just don't know how that would go down. I don't know how that would go down exactly. Like, because I just don't imagine Aqua telling her, let's say by the end of the season, Aqua's a changed man. And he's now, he's great and emotionally open with everyone, and he has a heart to heart with his sister about why he's been acting like you know, a sociopath for the past 15 years. So, or however long it's been since I's death. It hasn't been that long. And he tells her about how he's been willing to pursue revenge and blah 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 blah. I just can't imagine Ruby reacting to that in this crazy way where now it's like she is, I don't think that fits the vibe of this. I can't imagine any way Ruby would react to that would fit the vibe of this ending. So it's got to be something more. I think it has to be related to Aqua's like whole process he's going down right now. But at the same time, that's kind of scary because if it's relating to all of that, to the fact that Aqua feels like he's been protecting the people around him by not bothering them with his emotions and his problems that he thinks are his duty to deal with, that would be kind of like proving him right in a way, wouldn't it? If that actually is the case, that Ruby actually would react so horribly and negatively to it. It would be her opening this door to these untold horrors or whatever, right? That'd be kind of scary. I mean, I could imagine it going that way, sure, right? That would be something Aqua would have to deal with, because in reality, it's kind of how it works, right? Is the people around you like, yeah, you can try and bottle everything up and not bother anyone with your problems, and yeah, in a sense, you could say that's protecting the people around you. But I think that's kind of how relationships are. That like you have to be fine with the people around you being burdened in quotes by your problems in a sense. And maybe Ruby, with the way she is, maybe she won't be emotionally prepared for that. I don't know. There's just so this ending just makes me think so much about where we're going with all of that. I don't know. I don't know. We got a ways to go until then, I assume, right? Like it feels like Aqua has barely started this process. He's so tormented. He's so there's going to be so much for him to work through. Like what's even step 1 for him in a way? Step 1, again, I guess, just has to be him opening up in a way and not dealing with the problem entirely in his own head, right? He doesn't have to directly tell people about this, I guess. Like it'd be hard to, start telling Akane about his brutally murdered mother right in front of him, but I just think like emotionally becoming closer with people he cares about is kind of step one, right? Like that would I think that would ease the burden in his mind a lot, right? Like yeah, yeah. And this the weird way that it's like his past life, his past self, like blaming his current self in a sense, you know, that's and that probably just adds a whole nother layer of it, right? I don't even know how that would work. The fact that it's almost like he has these two different existences in his mind, you know. Oh, man, and one blaming him for it. It's like the expectations of himself that he has, right? But it's like the two versions of himself. God, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I love how this was all kind of triggered. Was by him asking Kana about this, right? And and her saying that like yeah, the trick they use with children actors is if your mom were to die, what would you do? What a horrifying thing to say. And, I love that. It affects Aqua so deeply, affects him so much, you know, in the context of this line being something that's just used for children, because Aqua's kind of been stuck in that day this whole time. He's still a child, he's still a stupid little baby from back then in a way, right? He hasn't allowed himself to emotionally, like, process that or even begin the process of healing from all that stuff he went through back then. He's basically still a kid, right? He's still a child, and it still affects him that deeply, right? Oh man, it's like the way in his head, right? You know, in his head, there's baby Aqua here, and then there's this silhouette of the Doctor, and those are kind of the two things that still exist in his mind, right? What you want to do is like I don't know, combine them, and then the actual current Aqua walks out. I don't know. That would kind of make sense to me, I suppose. In a way, too, it's like you can think of it as him thinking essentially his life like ended that day, right? That was the last day before this moment that he kind of engaged with his new life as Aqua, like in any kind of normal way at all. You know, actually viewed it as like a life that he had, right? Because it's yeah, it's like he's making up for it like that. What you know, what this the silhouette of his past self says to him, protecting her with his life. That's basically what he's doing with this whole revenge plot now, right? Is dedicating his entire life to getting this revenge at the very least. He can't save I, but he can do that. He can do something. You know, that's all he can do. Oh man, it's so powerful these scenes and like the sound, the music during this, right? During like right here when he oh, it's so like it's so off-putting and ominous and horrible. The nose-piercing rusted metal smell of blood, like yeah, it's just literal like horrible PTSD, right? God. Yeah, it's awful. It is awful. Okay, let's go through the episode, right? We don't wanna miss anything here. Abiko went to the play. She gained some respect for theater and all of that, right? She enjoyed it quite a bit. She learns it's Goa who wrote the scripts. And it's the good ending. It's exactly what we wanted, right? Which is her and Goa to sit down, talk about the script and just figure it out. They both come to like this mutual respect of each other. I love how Goa like actually gets the respect and the recognition that that he deserves so much as a scriptwriter, right? Like oh, it's so great when she tells him that she enjoyed it and wants to see like what he did with the script reflected in Tokyo Blade, you know? I love that so much. It's so good. It's so good. And Raida like takes a stand too. You know, he at the beginning of this he is really just like you know kissing up to her and like not doing anything, right? But he yeah they have a heart to heart and they really talk about it, which is good. That's really what we need, right? We talk about like the Japanese copyright laws, right? Which copyright laws in Japan are like crazy, aren't they? Like there's like no fair use at all. Like you can't. It's just if you use anything from someone that they created, they can just demand that you take it down no matter what. That's pretty bad. I don't really like that. I don't like that at all. I kind of don't like the way copyright laws are in like the U.S. even. You know, like I feel like they were made a long time ago, way before the current way the internet works, and it's just kind of a silly thing, right? Like companies that act like money that they lose through like piracy and stuff is like actual money that they lost. I think that's very like silly. Like I don't know, not saying I'm exactly like pro piracy because I think it's important. Um Unfortunately, again, we've had this talk before because of the fact that art in our society is so closely tied to money and all of that. It can only exist in a market system. Yeah, you kind of gotta support financially things that you enjoy, right? That's kind of how it is. So I don't know. It's a complicated subject. I just know in Japan it's kind of crazy, right? That there's no fair use at all. That you can't theoretically they could take down anything that uses a single frame of anything they've ever made or a picture or anything at all, right? Which like I feel like at the very least critique and stuff should be allowed. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of why they're in such a tenuous situation, is they have absolutely no, obviously in the United States as well, with all copyright laws. Like, yeah, I think the creator could do the same thing. They could say like, no, you can't use my work for this play, right? But I don't know. I don't know. In this case, obviously, her right to decline it trumps everything, even a contract they have. There's a fee for it, but yeah, yeah. So, yeah, Rida says if you give us the script that you write, we might they'll probably just use it as it is right now because like they aren't gonna want to play with her anymore because what if they make a couple tiny changes and then she hates it and then she cancels the play, Like so no, they would just completely go only with what she has, right? Which I like because yeah, because in the last episode, it's like she showed that kind of that attitude about like only believing in her own creative ability and thinking that 90% of creative works are garbage and all of that. But it comes from like this emotional place of like being, not wanting her babies to be hurt, right? There's characters that she cares about, and I get that, right? But yeah, I mean, he says what I've been saying the whole time, which is just that she doesn't have the expertise and the knowledge and the experience with all this kind of stuff to write a script like this, Just like if she tried to write a book, or if she tried to do anything else, or if Goa tried to make a manga, like yeah, yeah. So we do have a plan now. We can do it. It was written by Goa, and she likes it. She remembers. Right, right. We've gotta collaborate. Hmm. One condition though, we've got to sit down and we've got to talk about it. And the script that we produce through for this process is apparently very it's very rough. It's very hard on the actors, huh? Which is an interesting thing, right? I guess they just that like makes sense, right? Like as a story writer, I assume a lot of the time you would rather have things be like shown to the audience rather than just like told to them, right? There's like a rule about that, right? Like show, don't tell, right? You'd rather things be related to like some kind of emotional, character driven way rather than just like, what feels like just like I like what Abiko was saying about them just like rattling on about their character objectives on the side of the road or whatever. What she said about the script in the first place. But maybe they go too far in the other direction, where now it's going to be very difficult for the actors in the play to actually express all of those emotions and everything that need to be expressed to the audience, especially in a play, right? Because they mentioned that, right? About how like when you're far away, when the audience is far away, it's like it's hard. It's so much harder to like express emotion and stuff. In the same way because like there's the people in the back and the is all of that stuff, right? Yeah, yeah, like kind of scary, kind of scary. But yeah, it's the good ending though, in pretty much every sense, right? This is what we wanted, is for them to sit down and have a talk about it. So perfect, perfect. Unfortunately, Ryder did have one concern, and that's kind of how it works out. They go through and cut out like a million things, which like sure, just a big cutting fiesta. They work all night, naturally. She's so used to that. Did that guy down there say literally anything? Was it this was one of the guys in the like long chain of communication, right? He was like the editor or whatever, something like that, right? He's just here for no reason. It is, yeah, it's a very striking script, huh? But we give it to the actors. Kana's reading it. It's a very outrageous script. I'm kind of worried about Kana, just because again, it's like just this whole situation. The stakes are so high. This is a very difficult script. there's all this Akane stuff, right? We're kind of setting it up, it feels like, how I just wonder if she's going to be able to engage with this and like believe in herself enough to like do well here, you know what I mean? I'm just worried about her like shutting down, right? Like we're really attacking her insecurities. Her insecurity in her own acting, her ability to like let herself stand out. Um and then the Akane stuff, right? That was in this episode, like there's a couple moments of her, obviously she's so jealous of Akane and Aqua, right? The whole thing with them. Oh, it just worries me. It just really worries me. 'Cause she doesn't react well under pressure like that. You know, we saw that in season 1. It worked out in the end, right? She had, she was able to do it, but she was so close on stage to just not, it just not going well. And I feel like the pressure here is even higher in a way. Everything rides on the cast acting. It's a killer passive script, right? Like everything riding on her in a way, right? She's one of those actors. Oh, that is scary. That is scary because she really has to believe in herself to be able to do it, you know. Hmm. Thank God Princess Saya was changed. Akane's very happy. The face kind of makes there like what like come on. Himikawa's happy, of course. They all have experience with some of Go's plays. Yeah, seems good. Seems good. Worried about Aqua and Melt, though, right? Aqua really doesn't have as much experience at all as, like, most of the other people here, of course. He really does not believe in his own acting ability, and there's obviously the emotional hurdles that we get into in this episode about, like, his acting and what he's gonna have to do in the play. So, yeah, I wonder, we've started that whole process, so I don't know, but, like, obviously, like the big important thing about this is the scene with Princess Saya here. Is Princess Saya being alive, right? So Aqua has dealt with this horrible loss in his life, right? He's dealt with Ai's death, and that has ruined him for the past decade, right? It's been horrible. And he has to somehow channel the idea that everything is okay otherwise. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like that Princess Saya actually lived, Princess Saya being I, or in this case, just not letting that ruin him, right? It's like he has to somehow channel that idea, which how does he even do that? How will he do that? I feel like the only way in which he'll be able to do that is by being able to just emotionally work through everything that happened to which just again, it just feels so early for us to be doing that. I don't know how he's gonna, what do we do with him as a character after that if he figures all of that out? I don't know. I don't know, right? But I just feel like that's the key to everything. I feel like if he's able to do that, if he's able to channel that feeling in this scene, then what that means for him is that he would be able to like do that in real life too. That he would be able to see some kind of happiness and view his life as a life again, just outside of acting. I guess there's a lot hanging on this, huh? Yeah, like I bet Melt can do it. I bet Melt can do it. He just has to work so hard, right? Melt is like the man. He can be such an inspiration to everyone, to all of these people who have like problems with their own acting, like Kana and Aqua, right? By believing in himself and doing well, right? That's all I want for him. That is all I want for him. Ooh, yeah, he is worried indeed. So we begin our rehearsals yet again. Seems like a very dramatic play indeed. God, this guy's this guy is a very funny guy. Why is he like dressed up so much compared to everyone else? Everyone else is wearing like these loose fitting clothes and stuff because it's like easier to move around in. And he shows up in like a suit and a tie every single time. Like it's just weird. Oh, but here we go, right? The way Akane says this line, it's like she's so good, isn't she? And yeah, it's like we can see Aqua's really he's not channeling it, right? He's not channeling any real emotion at all. And I guess that's probably why he's always been so negative about his own acting, is because I think in order to act, you have to be able to show emotion, and that's what Aqua's always been unable to do. And that's why for his whole life, he's been so negative about his like actual acting abilities, because like that fundamental thing that I think makes you a good actor, he can't let himself do it all. And it's like we really see it here, just yeah, yeah. He's so he's so like shut down. He always has been. Amid the battle, Princess Sai has suffered a severe injury and collapsed. Princess Sai miraculously comes to. What emotions would wash over him when he lays his eyes on her? It's like you can't even, yeah, release from his anxiety, but like, God, imagine that for him. Imagine Aqua allowing himself to be released from what's kept him trapped for all of these years, this whole eye thing. I just can't even imagine, right? Like, oh. On stage, you won't reach the audience unless you project emotions of greater intensity. Right, yeah, yeah. Emotional acting. And that's an interesting idea, right? Because Aqua's kind of been doing the opposite of that his entire life, just this very unemotional acting, just in the way he acts in his day-to-day life, right? Yeah, it's so ooh. I bet Akane's happy, right? I think Akane likes being able to teach Aqua a thing or two during this whole process because of how how much he did for her back during the whole Love Now situation. I think she likes that role kind of being reversed. Yeah, yeah. But Kana thinks we need to take a different approach, which is to bully him. Which maybe that's what he needs. I don't know. Maybe he needs to be pushed like that. Who knows? I actually don't know. I actually have no idea, right? What Aqua really needs. I he needs someone to talk to, right? This poor kid needs a therapist, right? I mean, we tried that already. It didn't work. He just needs someone to talk to about all of this. Like I guess I hope that's where we're headed. Is he like talks to Akane about this whole situation or something, right? Like that he opens up to someone, to Ruby, to anyone. Like yeah, yeah. Up to this point, you've always just reproduced some performance that you saw somewhere. That's an interesting way to put it, huh? I love how, yeah, Kana she goes on such a long ramble here about how she's, best friends with him and she knows everything about him and blah, 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 blah. Right, right. I can't do emotional acting. Me doing acting where I get all worked up and cry, forget it. Oh, because he just can't. I mean, I bet, like, anytime he gets emotional at all, or, like, tries to cry or anything, it probably brings him back to that day, right? To that moment, Ai's death. It's probably just like, yeah, like, oh, God. Hmm. I love how excited Kana is when he asks this, asking her for acting advice. Like, yeah, yeah. In the world of child actors, the most used is, if your mom were to die, what would you do? Oh, God. Oh, it's so, like, awful. It's so awful. You cry by convincing yourself you hold dear whatever is in front of you. In this case, Toki's overcome with joy when he sees that Princess Saya is alive. So basically, you should remember stuff that made you happy as you act. Which is a very interesting. I really like this part of the episode because I was thinking that Aqua wouldn't be able to admit to himself that anything made him happy. That the only things he'd be able to think about that made him happy are like things back when he was a child, when I was still alive. I thought that would really be like the only stuff he'd be able to let himself think about. But he actually does. He thinks about the fact that so many things in his life now have made him happy. He thinks about all those moments back in season one. All that stuff, right? Which in and of itself I think is such really is progress. I think that's very, very meaningful. Right? Obviously it's interrupted, but yeah, yeah. That's such an important thing that he's able to admit. I mean, of course, right? Obviously, these things make him happy, and he's not immune to emotion, no matter what he wants to think or however he wants to portray himself. Yeah, all these moments from his eyes, right? Like it's great. It's great. Ruby, everyone. And look at that face. Look at him, man. And then this happens. Don't you dare enjoy yourself, right? It's like the the fundamental way he's viewed his life since Ai's death. He's not allowed to enjoy himself. He's not allowed to feel anything like this. He doesn't deserve this life at all. They're just the exact opposite of the way Ruby views her life, as a second chance and all of that. He views it as the opposite, like his life is already over. God. And it's like, I mean, it's probably very realistic about how it would feel, like this identity crisis, basically, between his memories as being the doctor, this hazy, indistinct thing, and himself now. That's probably how it would feel if you had these memories of a previous life, you know? Like, yeah, I can't even imagine, because he is a different person now than he was back then. Of course he is. And I just think it's this weird, yeah, I think it's probably very realistic. It's kinda it's impossible, right? This is the no one's ever been like this. No one's ever had this happen. No one's ever been born with the memories of a previous life, but how that would feel, I it's probably something like this. It would probably cause this weird, like, division in your mind and this very yeah, yeah. Oh, God. Never forget that you couldn't save her. It was impossible for him to save her, you know? It's there's nothing he could have done to save her. Right? Like, I get him feeling that because, of course, he was a doctor, right? That's what he was thinking when she died about how, like well, for one, what he thought about was how it was like in her aorta, right? It was, like, impossible. There was I literally no one could have saved her. If the ambulance was there outside the door immediately, she still would have died. Like, there was I'm sorry, she's dead, right? There was no possible way to have saved her with any kind of medical intervention at that point. If she was stabbed in the aorta, right? Like, no. Um, but I guess it's like what he thinks later about how the whole like if he had like thrown himself in the way somehow or done anything, the fact that it's impossible is part of the point for sure, right? The fact that he literally couldn't have done anything to save her, sure. I God, yeah, yeah. He has no right to what to be happy to feel anything in his life, right? Because of I's death. I guess, yeah, like, oh God, it just cuts to her face, that horrible frame. Oh, God, it affects him so much, right? It's like those are the feelings he's been running away from. That is why he's been the way he's been for the whole show, this whole time, is because if he doesn't shut himself out from all of those emotions, this is what happens to him, you know? Like, it still affects him that much. That just shows how little any kind of therapy or anything got to him, you know? Like how he just shut himself out from all of it. How it feels like he hasn't even started like the coping healing process at all, you know? God. So Hakane goes to him, Kana. Well, that sure is convenient for her. Kana, now is not the time. Like, please. I mean, I get it. I think we kind of are setting up more of that, that issue for her. Sure. Bringing them water also makes me think of like the Kana hallway scene in season one. I don't really know what to say about that exactly, but I think that's interesting. Her giving him the bottle of water, like how he was offering Kana the bottle of water back then. Yeah, yeah, it's like worse than a panic attack. It's like he was transported back to that moment in an instant. Oh. Should we call your family, have someone pick? I don't want my sister to find out. She's looking forward to the future now. I don't want to remind her of things she needn't remember. Ooh, that's such a yeah, he thinks he's doing it for her, of course. Doesn't even know she's Serena. That's the crazy thing. Is if he knew that she is Serena too. For one, how much of it is relating to that, right? How much of his feelings about all of this are because of his feelings about Serena and her death and all of that. Seeing her die and how that's what connected him to idols in the first place and all of that stuff, right? How much of his feelings about his life are because of that? It's a lot, right? So if he ever did learn that she's Serena, which like surely someday, right? God, what would that mean for him? And two, just again, me dooming about the ending. It just makes me worried. Like, really, what if this is like a real concern? That scares me. That scares me so much. The idea that if she truly does learn these things, that it will ruin her in some way. I certainly hope not. Right? Yeah. It makes me wonder if, like, in the first place, right? Like, what, like, because he was a doctor, right? He was a doctor, which is a very admirable profession, the hardest job in the world, in my opinion, right? Um, but, like, was in the first place was he a doctor because he wanted to like help people and save them? Did he become one for those very admirable reasons? Like, has he been like this kind of like self-sacrificial attitude his whole life, like even in his previous life, is that what motivated him in the first place? And I guess with Sharina, he feels like he like failed, right? He, not that she was even his patient, but just like the world failed her almost. Hmm. And it's like, even if he doesn't know Ruby is Serena, that it's like he doesn't want that to happen to anyone he cares about now, of course, right? Like Ruby. Kind of assume that same position in his mind, right? So we go to Gotanda. We were talking about how we hadn't seen him for a while, right? You totally are his dad. Like, don't say that. Come on. He decides to tell Akane about the some of what Aqua's going through with I and everything. And yeah, Gotanda's one of the only people who knows anything about that, right? It's like him and like Miyako. I mean, Miyako even knows that they're Ai's children, obviously, right? I don't think Gotanda knows that. It probably wouldn't be that hard for him to put two and two together. It's obviously, right? But yeah, he knows what's up with Aqua. Tells Akane. Long ago, he got caught up in an extremely terrible incident. And when he recalls it, he sometimes ends up like this. Oh god, look at him. Like, Ruby on the other side of that door. Yeah. Hmm. He received counseling for quite a while, but he probably didn't want to worry his family too much. He pretended he made a full recovery. Right, right. Oh, yeah, yeah. So she goes to check up on him, and yeah, we have this scene. So God, it's so powerful. It's so like, oh God. And he says I, and she starts really putting it together, right? Yeah, there's all these obvious hints, that make it so clear, right? Yeah, the family name, the everything, right? Them not having parents. Yeah, yeah. Oh God. And he wakes up. I love how once he wakes up, he's just instantly just back to like this stone faced, like the way he always is, right? He just seems so collected immediately. Aw, poor girl. I just imagine something scary. Ah, how lonely it must have been not being able to tell anyone. I mean, he can, right? He can tell people. He just doesn't let himself. Oh, God. These two. No matter what happens, I'm on your side. I'll bear the painful things together with you. Ah, but he can't let that happen, right? That's what he says. But maybe with Akane, maybe he can. She's dealt with a lot of painful things with him, right? Back during Love Now. We have all of these things on Gotanda's uh desktop here. Aqua, Hoshino, Sozai, Hikaru, Hajimari, a bunch of names we don't know. Hmm. I guess I don't know. Bikomachi, a bunch of stuff about Bikomachi on his folder. What if he's doing the same thing? What if Gotanda's trying to do the same thing and like looking into who I was, their father, right? Not impossible. Definitely not impossible, right? That's I guess like this whole, there being a Hoshino folder and then these Bikomachi folders here. It's kind of what that makes me think. Does Gotanda know about what Aqua's doing? Does Gotanda know that Aqua has like this whole revenge plot? I don't really think so at all, right? Obviously, he's kind of his dad in a way, and he probably, we don't know what all they've gone through. It might be obvious to him, like, yeah, it's clear to him that Aqua's going through some shit. I don't know. I wonder, like doing it for Aqua, maybe. Hmm. I wonder. We have like some names here, right? Hajimari, Sozai, Hikaru. I'm gonna try to remember those names. I wonder if those will be relevant in the future. I don't know. Maybe, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? And then he has like what is with these files 0000001 that just don't have like a file extension or anything? Like what could those possibly be? Anyway, I don't know. And that's the end of the episode. What a good episode, huh? But what is he doing here on his computer, right? He's looking at all these folders. They must mean something about all of this, right? They have to. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, that's it. That's it. Good episode. Amazing episode. Best episode of season 2 so far, for sure, right? Just these fucking scenes in here are they're crazy. Like, man, poor Aqua. God, I'm so excited for the rest of where this is gonna go. I'm hype. I'm hype. Okay. I suppose that's it. So, If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.